Alright guys, check it out. I just got it. Actually, I technically got it yesterday. So this is my new Openroad Winch. Alright guys, Openroad, the winch. Winch, not the wench, the winch. Yes, be careful of that word. So let's take about 2 minutes, I hope, to see everything that we have going on inside. So this is going to go on the front of my Jeep, and yeah, then I'm going to basically complete my capability package. I said that I wouldn't really go off-roading until I got a winch and a bumper that would hold the winch. Just got the bumper and put that on previously. And now I am in the process of putting on a winch. A winch. Not a winch, a winch. This looks like, yeah, that I can attach to the thing and the thingamajob and pull the you-know-what. Right? Clarity. It'll attach to this hook and I'll be able to pull it out. So 3/8 inch. Wow, that is a stout little device right there. Set this down there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me raise you up here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put all my new stickers that I get up on there on the wall of getting stuff. Hardware. The ground wire. And interestingly enough, that's a good looking ground wire. Okay, it's a pretty good stoutly brother there. Yeah, I'm not going to be installing this today. We're going to unbox it today, and then we'll do the install later. But I just want to show you my initial thoughts and what I got coming out of this box here, and my expectations. So, in addition to the paperwork we saw, the instructions and everything, they do send you a nice looking. This is a nice looking sticker. I'm almost afraid to put it up there. Wow. Oh, this is a peel off, label on, peel off. Okay. Yeah. This is a nice label. So, yeah, I don't know if there's any more in here, stickers or not. You have the instructions, important notes. The reason why, getting back to why I'm not going to post this or install this today, is I also have a solenoid coming, or a relay. It's a 500 amp relay. And the intent for this is that I've seen some videos on this, and this directly hardwires to your battery. Great idea. But I've heard a few things, and more importantly, I'm a little bit more leery of just keeping it hardwired straight on there. Any type of short, any type of anything that may happen with it, I don't want it to cause any issues. I don't want it to make this thing start to run away or do anything. Run away meaning it starts to run. God forbid it rolls the other way and it starts to pull itself in and continues to pull on itself. You know that it'll probably reach a certain level and shut off voltage, once the motor can't spin. But also the other direction. What if it spools everything down? I don't see it somehow. I don't know. I come from the back side. I'm shopping. I drive away and I got a rope hanging out and I get it caught underneath the wheels or whatever. The thing is I want to be able to, and most importantly, I have a new Jeep, and I'm pointing to it that you can't see, is the newer Jeep has the auxiliary switches built in, which has its own form of relays in there. So I want to get a 500 amp switch that can switch with a very low voltage auxiliary switch that I can switch from inside my cab. So I can go into my cab and go click, turn on the button, click the button, activate or close the solenoid, the relay, and activate this only when I need to. I've also heard some war stories about somebody else using a controller. Let's say you're out, camping, you're out overlanding, and you got 20 or 30 other Jeeps out here. This is a good winch. You're going to have a probability of these guys being on other Jeeps, and if somebody else is doing a winch and you're not, maybe, and you're turned on, and next thing you know, your thing just starts spooling because there's a cross communication or crosstalk of the controllers. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So sorry for the long-winded explanation, but I'm going to attach a brake in between that I can activate within my Jeep, and we'll talk about that later. Firstly, though, you can smell that styrofoam. Oh, wow. Okay, you can smell the newness in this package. There is your positive lead right here. Same size cable, nice, thick, pretty decent, juicy cable. I do have these guys. They're going to be potentially close. Or I might have to get some bigger guys, because I'm going to have to cut this, attach this to the leads, or maybe I just run this to it and get another set of wires. All right, we'll continue on. The fair lead right here. Oh, it's very light. And of course, aluminum, or those guys across the pond, the aluminium. It's aluminum anyway. Warning, avoid cable injury, keep clear. Yeah, that's a good warning. Yeah, open road recess, you'll be able to attach this on, run your cable through it, and it's got a good rounded edge. What it is, obviously, is intended to allow this rope to be pulled in and pulled out without rubbing or brazing against anything. What else do we have here? We have the wired remote. And I believe this is going to be a 12-foot cable. And, yeah, that's a bulky dude, right? In and out. That's all you need. Bring it in, send it out. Wow. All right. Ooh, they did, yeah. 2 remotes. I believe you'll have to replace the batteries in them. So let's see. Oh, it does flash on. Okay. Very nice. Kind of pretty good quality remotes, honestly. Yeah, probably put them on Velcro and put them somewhere where I can get to them. Very, very nice. And, okay. I've seen this in other people's videos. They include a hat. These are relatively more inexpensive than most winches. Hatch protector. And, as always, I've got the bigger melon than most people. Ooh, I can feel it pressing against my head. Not too bad. Not too bad. Does have the nice roll on it. There you go. Tell you what, let's go ahead and get this on the ground, because I'm in a tight awkward space. And there you go. That is it. As I mentioned, the cable there, fully attached. Spool wire rope into this direction. Okay. You have mounts. You have a great setup and a crud protection connection. So when you do put your plug in over here, this will go on the bumper section. We will pull this through this hole, and then we'll attach this hook on the end. And yeah, it'll be more like that actually. So it sits. Yep. So I will tell you one cool thing I noticed here is they have the attach points right over here, which should allow you, if for some reason you decide that this is going to be attached maybe in an inverted position or a slightly awkward position in your vehicle, and the Jeep is pretty straightforward, it'll set down like this, but maybe there's something in the way of your engagement handle here. What you can do is, I've seen them do it, I haven't done it myself, and hopefully I won't need to do it, but you have the ability to go in here and actually rotate this whole thing backwards or forwards and then lock it back down based on where you may need this to get away from any other piece of metal or anything that's in your way. So great idea on this. I love how this is locked in. And this is all metal. Not to say that I don't think that it wouldn't be, because this thing's going to be pulling around, it could pull up to 13,500 pounds. But this is a four-wheel drive winch for your vehicle. Please read the manual before use. Do not use the winch for lifting. It's for horizontal towing only, even though people have tested to see if it would lift a Jeep or lift up. Use the electric winch intermittently. Avoid long, heavy pulling. If the winch motor gets too hot, let it cool for a few minutes. Do not release the clutch when you're under a load. Don't pop this clutch when you're under a load. Yeah, that's a very good idea to not do. Power. Then also I will recommend that down here is the negative connection point. It is located right down here, and that's where that little cable's attached. But you're going to put your negative lead on this down there. Put it on first before you install this, because your clearance from here to the plate to this is very minimal. So put this on, then install this in your vehicle. The mounting points are down here, and I will be mounting them from down here with the hardware that came with it. I mean, just the weight of this in the bag is strong, stout. Now this feels plastic, and this I believe is just a relay system in here for this device. Let's go ahead and turn this around. You can see you have your protection cloth covering for your cable right here. It is a synthetic cable. There's your engagement. Here are your power connections, so your power comes in, probably runs through a different relay system in here that runs out and activates and runs the motor. There's a label on here. This is looks like an access screw in here. And of course your negative will be down underneath and directly attached to the motor itself. So all this, and like I said, the only piece that's plastic is this guy I know that this thing, I've seen some videos where people have put a lot of load on this and pulled on this, and they have bent their plate, which then in turn has caused this to warp a little bit. But that's, I think, over excessive of what you plan on using this for. I plan on using it just for Jeep recovery. I don't plan on doing anything super crazy. I'm no longer in my 20s, so I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm not trying to be anything more. I just want to be able to go, and more importantly, if I never use this to recover, but more so to test it, and because you got to test it every once in a while. You got to keep using it every once in a while, right? It's like any motor mechanism. You got to get the juices flowing and everything going. But if I never have to actually use this to recover me, is the ultimate. Granted, it's a lot of money that you may say, hey, that's wasted. No, it's the confidence that you have this, that you can go certain places. Now, again, I also have a brand new Jeep. I say brand new, it's less than a year old, but it's still new to me. And it's still in very good condition and very clean, and I've made some modifications, but still, I don't want to, I don't plan on trying to get this thing damaged and beat up, so I don't plan on going anything super aggressive. I plan to eventually get there at some point in time in the tenure of this Jeep, but I'm going to start off with decent, good stuff and not go too crazy from beyond that. So, as it stands right now, this is what I have here. I believe that, yeah, this is, everything else on this entire device is metal. The drum, the planetary gears, the clutch, everything looks and really well built with very high quality products. Yeah, great, probably length of Allen bolt that's in here. It's bolt these guys down. The rope looks like it's in great quality. I'm thinking about switching the rope out. Not yet, maybe after a little bit, switching it out to a different color rope. Maybe something to match the Rubicon color, or maybe even more so to match the Rubicon iconic color of red. Maybe make this rope red. I don't know. I'm thinking crazy. But right now, I've got everything I need now to hopefully ensure that I'm recoverable from any potential silliness that I do. And hopefully it's nothing too silly. Don't plan on doing that. So, as this stands, I'm excited to put this in. I think I'll be putting it in the next day or two. The situation that I stand in right now is it's Thanksgiving weekend coming up in a couple days. It's Tuesday. I have some time, probably Wednesday. But you have some family things to obviously do and take care of. And in short, we are going to be rushed to try and get this in if I do get it in this weekend. So anyway, once I do this install, you guys will be the first to know. I'll be throwing it out on video and showing you what's going on. But right now, I am really impressed with what I've purchased, what I see, and this is really light. I just can't wait to see what's going on with this, and I get it on the front of that bumper. It's a big, giant open space that's calling this winch's name. Winch. All right, guys, I hope this is helpful for you. Do appreciate your time, and I'm out.